library. I love reading bibliography of famous people or authors that make uh, contribution to histories and the culture around us. Okay, now I will be reading about her. So, Hesed and Haggis can learn and many other children. Hail to the chef, Sarah Josepha Buell Hale, daughter of the Revolution. Sarah Josepha Buell Hale was born on October 28, 1788. Her father, Gordon Buell, was a disabled veteran of the Revolutionary War. Sarah grew up listening to her father's patriotic stories of the war. They made a deep impression on her. Buell's family lived on a farm outside Newport, New Hampshire. Gordon's war wounds made farm works difficult. When his son left for college, he sold the farm and bought a small inn in town. Sarah helped out by teaching local children. One day, a lamb followed one of Sarah's students to school. The lamb waited outside the schoolhouse for its owner all day. Sarah wrote a poem about the incident called Mary Had a Little Lamb, which became one of the most famous nursery rhymes in America. Sarah married a young lawyer named David Hale in 1813. David loved books as much as Sarah did. The two were very happy until David died of pneumonia when Sarah was pregnant with their fifth child. Sarah wore black mourning dresses for the rest of her life. To feed her family, Sarah took a job making hats. At night, when her children were sleeping, she wrote poetry and worked on a novel. After 5 years, she published her first novel, Northwood. A publisher read the book and offered Sarah a job at a new magazine called the Ladies Magazine. Sarah accepted. As an editor of Ladies Magazine was a hit. It was the most popular magazine for American women. For the first time, American women would participate in mass culture. Sarah Hale understood this. She realized she was in a powerful, important position. She was an opinion maker. The magazine was a blend of fashion, household advice, and educational article alongside recipes for asparagus. Readers found essays about ancient Rome. Pictures of the latest French fashion alternated with poetry and short stories. Sarah published some of the most famous authors of her day: Edgar Allan Poe, Harriet Beecher Stowe, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Lydia M. Child, Frances Hudson Burnett, Washington Irving, and Charles Dickens. And every issue had an editorial from Sarah advocating her cause, such as the quest for a national Thanksgiving. One thing Sarah did not support was the growing women's movement. She disagreed strongly with women like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony. Sarah Hale believed women should be educated, but she did not think men and women were equal. She thought there were men's activity and women's activity that rarely overlapped. Most scholars believe Sarah Hale saw herself as upholding the traditional role of women in America by encouraging women to read, educate their children, make a nice home, and support their husbands. Sarah was doing what her own mother had done. In many ways, her life mirrored that of Queen Victoria, whom she greatly admired. Victoria became the Queen of the British Empire in 1837. The same year, Sarah went to work at another magazine, Goody's Ladies' Book. Both women were devoted to their family. Both were widowed and both were extremely influential. They saw themselves as traditional women even though they lived untraditional lives. Although she didn't call herself a women's rights advocate, Sarah Hale was very important to the women's rights movement. She pushed hard for the education of girls, for women's colleges, for female doctors and teachers, and for safe working conditions for all women. Sarah was against slavery too, but she was not allowed to speak out about it in Goodies. Her publisher, Louis Goody, didn't want any politics in his magazine. Last days. By the time she was 75, Sarah was working for her from home. She continued to edit magazine and write a steady She continued to edit the magazine and write a steady stream of books and articles until her retirement in 1877. She was 89 years old. She wrote to her readers, and now, having reached my 90th year, I must bid farewell to my countrywoman with the hope that this work of half a century may be blessed. New avenues for higher culture and for good works are opening before them, which 50 years ago were unknown. That they may improve their opportunities and be faithful to their high vocation is my heartfelt prayer. Sarah kept writing letters and poetry until her death on April 30, 1879. She died in her 90th year, a daughter of the American Revolution who changed the country with her ideas. Sarah Josepha Buell Hale lived in an era when most people treated women as second-class citizens. Women wouldn't vote until 1920, 41 years after Sarah died. Yet she was able to influence an entire nation through her writing. Some people think that children have no power because they can't vote. Wrong. Children have a great deal of influence. They can write to newsletters or newspaper editors, government representative, petition, community leaders, and lobby Congress. Pick up your pen and change the world. The pen is mightier than the sword. By Edward Bulwer Lytton. It's true. Pen is mightier than the sword. It changes the decision of our politicians. In my opinion, though we are women, we work home, we take care of our children, we educate the next generation. We are in a position where we're very influential for our future leaders. So let's be faithful with our calling as women, as wives, as mothers. Truly, we have a voice, and whatever advocacy or your passion that is in your heart, continue to have your way in being an influence in that area where you are passionate about, and soon you'll see fruits from your labor. In the days to come, many will benefit from it. Thank you. For now, my advocacy is to help special children and their parents to be trained and skilled so that they know how to take care of their special child, and the special kids will have early intervention and their future will be great, and they will be independent and responsible someday. Thank you. Bye.